big Lambs to the Slaughter match. But before that, we have 7 matches to get to. All 5 championships are on the line, and we have 2 non-title matches. I don't know. It's just 5 matches? Okay. Where did I get the idea that there were 2 others? Okay. Cool. Man, that could have been a much shorter intro video then. I wouldn't have had to speed it up. I think I just copied and pasted out of the creative storylines. Let me take that off. Also, Dean, if you try to message me at any point, I am... Yeah, I didn't look in the dang card. Thanks for tagging me. Because this thing here on the side below me, I didn't think that I wouldn't want my Excel window to be full screen whenever I was actually, had everything up. So I'm kind of stuck with it full screen now. So go me. Oh, thanks. All right, well, let's get into this show. That's what y'all came for. So we've got 5 matches, then Lambs to the Slaughter. I changed my background logo color. So what I did, see, okay, it did all that for some reason. What I did was, whenever Brian did that dono-thon or whatever you call it, I donated, and he had somebody set me up with a cool little logo, which looks like that, which I thought would be a pretty boss little background to put behind me during the stream. Yeah, I haven't got to experimenting with that yet, but doing the no background chroma key or whatever is pretty cool. All right, so let's get this buddy started. Let's get it popping. Promises to be a good show. Got 5 championship matches, and then the big one, the reason for the season. All right. First segment up. We're starting off with O Death, El Mariachi Muerte, and Dr. Death. I did realize earlier today that I haven't done a live show for Volume 3 yet. So if I mess up anybody's name or finishing maneuver name, then that's why. Music of a Foretold Destiny. Awesome segment title. As always, we click. Static covers the screen as a play symbol appears in the bottom right-hand corner. A very cold open greets us. The crowd is one of the biggest it's been all year in Mount Olympus. The audience, they're excited for Pandemonium. And Lambs to the Slaughter. Just then, the Tron behind the ring flickers, because we have a Tron behind the ring, and it's a pretty cool deal. We head backstage to the locker room of O Death. The tag team champions will be defending their titles here in just a little bit against Skultography. They're both talking when suddenly something has slipped under the door. El Mariachi Muerte walks over and picks it up, revealing an old, if not ancient-looking song sheet. "What's that?" Dr. Death asks, as El Mariachi reads over the sheet. His eyebrows lift with every word read, as if he can't believe what he's looking at. He ominously says nothing, picking up his guitar and taking a seat. When the man climbs the mountain and stands tall above the rest, he shouldn't escape the rubble from falling on his chest. Death folds his arms, he's confused. But he did. But he did. But he did. I don't understand, the doctor says, presumably frowning beneath his mask. What's the song about? El Mariachi continues. When the fire burns and the dust falls and smoke fills the air, and when the mountain goes boom, Death doesn't expect their steely stare. ZMM sings. He continues playing the guitar, reading both the lyrics and music from the sheet. But he did. But he did. But he did. Wait a minute. Is that Olympus? Death finally asks. El Mariachi Muerte nods, putting the guitar down. Look how old this This song sheet is mi amigo, he remarks, handing it to him. It foretells of the Mount Olympus explosion. It's music of a foretold destiny. They both look at each other in shock, neither know quite what to make of it. EMM takes the song sheet and places it inside his guitar box. We need to have this tested and understand its origins. What if there are more that foretell the destiny of old school wrestling, or us, amigo? The mariachi queries with a stern expression. Death nods. I know exactly what to do next, but first we need to defend these, he says, holding up his tag team title. Let's get to the ring. Singing Death agrees, grabbing his Death of the titles. Does that mean it's coming up next? Why, it sure does, for the tag team championships. Oh, Death, the two we just saw, Dr. Death, El Mariachi Muerte, versus Skulltography, Capavio, and Gemini, the good version, the light version. They were the first tag team champions, but were defeated by Oh Death. Will they be able to get those straps back? They lost those titles in a controversial fashion last month, because Oh Death cheated, those bastards. But now they have a chance to regain their titles. Can Skulltography become two-time champs? Or will Oh Death prove that lightning doesn't strike twice? Let's find out. The bell sounds as Capavio starts off for Skulltography, rushing forward as he clotheslines both Death and El Mariachi down to the mat. El Mariachi staggers to his feet first before a super kick sends him flying over the ropes, before Death begins to attack Capavio from behind. Death gets a few hard forearms in before rushing to the ropes, bouncing off with a crossbody, but Capavio catches him. He backs up as Death tries to fight out. A follow-away slam over the ropes onto El Mariachi Muerte. Capavio uses Death like a battering ram to take down his own partner. Both men on the outside slowly struggling to their feet as Gemini gets in the ring, urging her partner to get down on all fours before she rushes to the ropes. Bouncing off before using Capavio like a stepping stool. Elevated plancha wipes out Oh Death. They're a house of fire. They're all over Oh Death in the early going. Capavio rolls out of the ring, both he and Gemini tossing the luchador back into the ring before backing up as they slowly wait for him to get to his feet. Bone dry. The total elimination. That could be it. Capavio drops down for a cover. 1, 2. No, Death gets the shoulder up. It won't be that easy. Capavio pulls Death up to his feet, rocking him with a pair of hard knees to the chest. Before he lifts him up high, spikes him down onto the mat with a quick brainbuster. The skull doesn't cover, instead walking over to his corner and tagging in Gemini. Capavio walks over to the fallen Death, nodding at Gemini, who runs forward. The skull lifts his partner up as he tosses her into the air. Midnight Rainfall, a pop-up, shooting star press. Skulltography isn't done as Capavio lifts Death up into the pile driver position. Gemini rushes to the ropes, right into a pump kick from El Mariachi. Capavio drops Death, rushing forward at El Mariachi with another clothesline, but El Muerte ducks before delivering a hard headbutt, and he delivers a whiskey lullaby. The release belly-to-belly to Capavio, over the ropes to the floor, below. He smiles, he pulls Death up. The pair turn their attention to the slowly recovering Gemini. They rush forward, nearly breaking a few ribs, with a double kick to the gut as they begin pummeling the helpless Gemini. Left from Mariachi, right from Death, over and over again, until she collapses in Death's arms. Death strokes her head for a moment, as if feeling for a fever, but he throws her at Mariachi, overhead, belly-to-belly, caught by Death, in midair, into a brutal brainbuster. Whiskey on the rocks. That could be it there, but Oh Death don't look close to finished with her. They lift her up, they throw her into the corner, they're stomping a mud hole in the defenseless photog. Dr. Death lets up first, leaping up onto the apron as El Mariachi peels Gemini up off the mat, throwing her forward as the luchador leaps off the top rope. The lobotomy to El Mariachi! Gemini ducks under the springboard DDT attempt. Death has spiked his own partner. He staggers up to his feet. Kick to the gut. Gemini leaps off the ropes. The tornado spike DDT of her own. All three of them are down. Capavio is up on the apron, begging for the tag. Gemini slowly rises, staggering forward as both of Oh Death try to stop her, but she leaps forward. Hot tag to the skull. Capavio rushes in like a house of fire, delivering hard lariat after lariat to Death and Mariachi. A brutal headbutt to Death. He grabs Mariachi around the waist, tosses him head over heels to the floor in a moment of absolute payback. Death springboards off the ropes, but he's thwarted by a big right hook to the gut before he's lifted up high and nearly planted through the mat. The brutal powerbomb. Capavio doesn't let go, delivering a second and then a third before hoisting him high in the air. Gemini tags herself in. She goes up to the top rope. Capavio spins Death around. Gemini leaps off, spiking Death into the mat. The elevated Poison Rana, nature's benevolence. This could be it. Gemini goes for the cover. New champs. 1, 2. Is this it? Have they regained their tag team titles? No, the 48 Roses. The top rope stomp out of nowhere saves the titles for O'Death. Son of a bitch. Both Gemini and Dr. Death are groggy on the mat as El Mariachi tries to capitalize, but he gets met by a running freight train. Capavio clotheslines the both of them over the top rope to the floor below. Gemini and Death slowly stir to their feet as Nurse Frightingale, oh, that bitch, slides in Death's cane. The doctor staggers up to his feet, swinging wild. Gemini ducks and super kicks it back into his face. She looks down at the cane for a moment. She contemplates using it before she shakes her head. Damn it, girl. Throws it to ringside to the roar from the crowd. But she gets rolled up by Death. No, no, Gemini was caught by surprise. 1, this better not be it. 2, Death has the tights, that bastard. 3, son of a bitch, Dr. Death. He rolls out of the ring. They won, they retained. He celebrates with a hurting El Mariachi Muerte as Skultography look furious in the ring. Once again, being screwed out of their tag team titles by the cheating ways of O'Death. The damn tights. Got the damn tights. All right. Congratulations, O'Death, for retaining your tag team titles. Bastards. Great opening match, yes. Whoever wrote that, great work. More than a handful. Now listen, if we're going to make this into a meme, the tights have to be protected. It's not kill it with fire, it's kill it with the tights. All right, we're going to follow that up with a segment with Skultography in it. Nice guys finish last. Kill it with a tire. With the match over, Gemini and Capavio get back to their respective feet, taking in the outcome. Gemini puts her arm around him, consoling him after that disappointing loss. He wanted to do what was necessary to pick up the win, but she wasn't. There we go. She takes her arm away, claps the fans in attendance, who are giving Skultography a standing O. Capavio, no, puts his hand out and she takes it. Capavio Destroyer, the ripcord knee. No, don't do it. Don't do it, Capavio. Boo, boo that man. No, you bastard. Out of nowhere, Capavio absolutely cleans the clock of Gemini, and to boot, he kills her. He kills her with fucking fire. He gets back to his feet, stoking in the boos from the crowd, as he pulls her slowly and limply back to hers. You couldn't do what needed to be done. He growls, I've spent my life protecting those who need protection, but I need to help those who can't help themselves. I'm sorry, Gemini, but this is for your own good. I don't know that this is going to end well. He pulls her under, the package pile driver, the Capavio truck crusher, but no! Here's Kaiju Chiba. He's making a beeline for the ring. Here comes the big man. Capavio releases her. He slides to the outside. He takes a powder, exiting the ring as quickly as he can. The Skull backs up the entrance ramp, watching as Chiba checks in on Gemini, stroking her hair, trying to rouse her from an unconscious state, because he cares. Unlike the Skull, who just ended Skultography in brutal fashion. Chiba looks back towards him, eyes of rage and a face of thunder. There's gonna be hell to pay. Oh, man. Very interesting. Very interesting. Skultography is no more. Had a good run. Capavio. He's got the big man on his case. All right. Here we go. We've got Manfred Kurz here in the segment entitled A Message from Me, taking place the day before Dead or Alive. Manfred Kurz, still with no leads as to the identity of Vixen, paces a room deep within the bleak. His thoughts and theories swirl around in his head, so do ours. But his reverie is interrupted by the sound of a tap on his door. He opens it, finds nobody there but a small brown box. Sits on the step in front of the door. He takes in the box and unwraps it carefully. It's a tape. Kurz is confused, but places the tape into an old dusty player sitting on a shelf and depresses the play button. "Hello, Manfred," a voice says. The voice coming from the speakers is jarring, not least because in an effort to disguise their voice, they have altered it beyond all recognition. "This is the message to you. I know you've been struggling, dear, since you were told about the poor people of the Bleak going missing. Well, let me tell you, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. You can trust me. They call me the Vixen, because I know how to use my talents to get exactly what I want. And what I want, Manfred, is for you to stop looking for me. I want you to turn a blind eye if a couple of your least desirables go missing. I've taken the liberty of setting up a match for you at Dead or Alive to test your mettle. But don't go blaming your opponent, Armin, for any of this. He's just a pawn in this game of chess." Chess? In this game of chess. In this game of chess. A cut to a darkened office, quiet but with a muffled thud of music in the distance. "Let's see how he likes hearing a message from me. That should keep him busy for a while," says a voice, free from the alterations heard by Manfred. A male voice. The Vixen! It's a man, baby. The owner of the voice. Oh shit, we're gonna find out right now. The owner of the voice steps out of the shadows. A smug, slick grin on his face. "Last chance. Make your picks." Who's it gonna be? It's Armin Fidel in his office at the Eden Club. He's the Vixen after all. Son of a bitch. All right. May not got a match, but we got some hot fire. Let's see the double feature championship on the line. Blacktooth versus the Burned Man for that double feature championship. This should be a good one. This should be a good one. Let's see what we've got here. Offering. Will the kid disobey his new dad? Yes, that is the question. Offering to face the Devil of the Waste in the place of Destructo Boy. We find the Burned Man all on his own as the sole survivor faces Blacktooth in hopes of settling the score and taking the double feature championship. Alex wrote this one. Blacktooth rushes at the Burned Man, looking to keep... Actually, happy birthday. Looking to catch him off guard, but the sole survivor sees the attack quite well enough, taking the Devil on a one-way ride to the canvas with an arm drag. This gets Blacktooth angry, but also realizing a need to rethink his strategy as he shouts obscenities at the Arcadian mummy, who simply responds with a chuckle before goading old Toothrot to attack again. This really raises the ire of Blacktooth, who lunges at TBM, but he's met with a forearm strike instead. TBM follows up with a couple more strikes. He sends Blacktooth to the ropes looking for a clothesline on the rebound, but he gets caught with a shoulder tackle by the Devil instead. This sends TBM crashing to the canvas. A good opening for Blacktooth to start stomping away at the sole survivor before turning him onto his stomach. He's going for the camouflage, the mutilation, but no! TBM slips out of the Devil's grip, taking the taller man down with an ankle pick before mounting up with some punches to the head of Blacktooth. But the Devil's had enough of TBM beating him in his own game, finally shoving the Arcadian mummy off with force before getting back to his feet, and now it's Blacktooth egging TBM on. This turns out to be a mistake on his part, because here comes the Burned Man with a flurry of offense. He rushes the Devil with some hard lefts and rights. It shakes Blacktooth enough for TBM to take control, but the sole survivor hits the ropes for momentum and hits a big cross body splash on Toothrot. That stuns Blacktooth as he crashes to the canvas, giving TBM an opportunity to make the cover. One, but no, Blacktooth kicks out. TBM brings the Devil back to his feet, realizing he needs to do more to put him away. He goes for the STO, the match striker, but no! Blacktooth breaks free before TBM can drop him to the canvas this time, leaping at the Arcadian mummy as he keeps trying to tear away, or starts trying to tear away at TBM's bandages. Nobody wants to see that. He's looking for fresh meat, but he is denied. TBM takes advantage of a hanging bandage from his hand, wrapping it right around the arm of Toothrot to spin him around before locking in a cross-face chicken wing, the eternal burning. Blacktooth is rushing towards the ropes to escape the hold, but the sole survivor pulls him away, keeping the hold cinched in tight. But the Devil refuses to surrender. He's slowly slipping out of the hold, and he takes one big bite into the arm of the Burned Man. He wants it well done tonight. TBM feels enough of that to finally break the hold, giving Blacktooth the opening he needs, releasing a blade from the bottom of his foot. Okay, before kicking the Soul Survivor in the gut, he goes for the Enziguri, the Wastelander. TBM is down, but is he out? Is it over? Blacktooth into the cover. 1, 2, no! He's still got plenty of fight of him, the Burn Man does, as he managed to kick out. Blacktooth is nearly beside himself in frustration before he can get another bladed boot to the midsection. He's taken back down by the Arcadian mummy. TBM is mad, and he just can't take it anymore, pummeling away at the devil with lefts and rights. Sensing their leader's in trouble, a couple blood runners come rushing into the ring to try and tear into the Soul Survivor. I see where this is going, but here comes Destructo Boy! The heroic kid was not going to sit idly by and let TBM fight his battle for him forever. Destructo into the ring, unloading a flurry of offense on the Blood Runners. He hits the ropes for speed, connecting with a running corkscrew headbutt on one of the Mercs. The Impact Breaker! But he's grabbed from behind by the other Blood Runner, and they trade blows. Destructo sends him over the top rope to the outside. The other mercenary gets to his feet, but so does TBM, who sends him over. Oh, good to God. Who sends him over into the floor with a clothesline. This leaves TBM alone in the ring once more with Black. But it looks like his boys left him a present in the ring in the chaos. Miss Liz. Blacktooth stares at the chain, and Hook with a toothy grin on his face. He goes to grab it, but TBM gets there first. He pulls it away from the reach of Toothrot. He stares at the hook on the end of Miss Liz, and then at Blacktooth, but then he looks back to Destructo Boy. The two stare at each other for just a moment before Blacktooth blindsides the Arcadian mummy, grabbing the chain away, and he clocks him with the hook. Are we going to see two championship challengers lose because they decided to do the right thing? TBM crashes to the canvas. Blacktooth with the curb stomp, the dirt nap, the cover. 1, 2, 3. An insane match. Ends with Destructo Boy's attempt to help, leading to the Burn Man falling to Blacktooth, who retains the title in the process. Your winner and still double feature champion, Blacktooth. No, you can't be a nice guy. Doesn't end well for anybody. Well, hot damn, 2 hot matches. That was a good one there. All right. Only one thing to do but keep it cooking. No pun intended with the Burn Man. Segment to follow. Called Enough. We've got the Burn Man. We've got Destructo Boy. I have a feeling the Burn Man will not be happy. The match is over. Blacktooth has disappeared from ringside. Hello, Ollie. With his Blood Runners, but we're still left with the Burn Man and Destructo Boy standing in the ring. And the Burn Man looks absolutely furious as he stares down his supposed friend. What did I say? The mummy crosses his arms, scolding Destructo Boy, who merely shrinks away, fists clenched. I know what you thought, boy, but I'm saying what I said. You said not to get involved. The young hero looks up at the Burn Man, who merely stands stoically, letting James stew in the silence as the crowd watches on. You got involved, didn't you? I told you to stay away because of who Blacktooth is. He's vile. He's bloodthirsty. You're lucky you made it out in one piece. But I'm fine, Destructo Boy yells back. I just wanted to help, to make sure you were safe. You're fine, but you might not have been. Doesn't matter what happens to me, boy. He calls him boy a lot. There's nothing that can be done to me that hasn't already been done. The Burn Man finishes speaking, leaving those words to hang in the air for a moment, before reaching out, putting a hand on Destructo Boy's shoulder, sighing as he does. Enough is enough. It's time for a change. You need to listen when I ask you to do something. I understand you. You want to help. I know you want to be a hero, but you need to learn when to not get involved. Keep playing hero, and you might get burned. The Burn Man turns to leave, stopping at the ropes and looking back, motioning for Destructo Boy to follow, and he does. Both men exit the ring, heading up the ramp as the scene fades. Okay. That didn't quite go how I thought it would. They're still tight. I know, right? Cock tease of a seg title. All right. What's next? Is this a triple threat match? Not yet. No, it is. It is the title match. I guess you can't have a triple threat match with people facing different directions because you'd have two on the same side. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I love it. It's the story of a dog, a pimp, and a preacher. The story reaches its head tonight with the pain of almost losing Colt being latched onto by the preacher. Grimskull looks to defend his Rewind Championship and add to the turmoil that Drexel has created. All right. Let's see if Grimskull can defend his championship against the hard-charging Druid and Drexel. Druid sets his sights on Drexel. Man, I'm going to mess up. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, I'm going to mess up Druid and Drexel because they both start with the DRE sound. It's just going to happen. Druid sets his sight on Drexel. The pair lock horns as Grimskull looks on, the agony and frustration overflowing from Druid. Brutal right hands that overpower Big Slim. He lays into his foe, backing him into the corner. Druid's got Drexel's head, pushing off the turnbuckle with both feet. The Sightseer, the implant DDT, it drills Drexel. Druid's nowhere near done with Big Slim, though. Continuing the early onslaught, Druid plants himself in a mounted position on Drexel's chest, barraging him with elbow strikes about the head. Grimskull, looking on, good boy, merely watches the assault. Big Slim cannot get a breath in, let alone escape the barrage. A particularly vigorous elbow finds Drexel's skull. See what you did there? Big Slim falls limp. He may be out cold. Finally, here comes Grimskull, grabbing a heavily breathing Druid by the scruff of his neck and hurling him to his feet. Druid struggles against the Slum God's clutches, but Grimskull holds firm. Hayden wrote this one. Good work, I already feel. He headbutts Druid with a sickening sound of skull meeting skull. Give into it, Grimskull growls. A second headbutt dazes Druid. Be free! The death to Hellions! DTH, the drop toe hold drills Druid into the bottom turnbuckle. He drags the Explorer away and hooks the leg into the pin. 1, 2, no! Druid is not giving in to the pain that easily. Grimskull gathers himself. The Explorer slips out of the ring to recuperate, with Colt standing watch as he does so. Inside the ring, Grimskull sets his sights on Drexel, but Big Slim's already making his way to his feet. He drives his shoulder into Grimskull's sternum. A shoulder tackle staggers Grimskull, sending him back first into the ropes. A massive clothesline from Drexel. Both men tumble out of the ring. They're all three at ringside. They meet in somewhat of a standoff. Grimskull in the center, both opponents on either of his flanks, each waiting for the other to move. Almost as one, the three lock up together in a flurry of fists and elbows. Their brawl takes themselves to the edge of the ring stage, and all three men stand trading blows and teetering above the crowd. Druid rushes at Grimskull, who ducks under his incoming clothesline. Drexel takes the opportunity. He lines up the unbalanced Druid. Speed dial! He nails the running somersault clothesline, hitting Druid and sending him flying off the stage. Druid disappears from view, falling to the ground below. Holy shit! Holy shit! As the OSW chants erupt around Olympus, Grimskull and Drexel drag themselves away from the edge of the stage. Grimskull pushes Drexel back into the ring and slides in after him. Drexel takes off running, bounding into the ropes and coming back at Grimskull again. Running crossbody, but no! Grimskull caught him in midair with a power slam. Grimskull drags Big Slim into the corner, sitting him up against the turnbuckle and backing away. He charges back at him. The cannonball flick, the martyr, but no, nobody's home. Drexel slips out of the way. He swoops in to pick up the pieces. The hippie flip, the running senton bomb. My, how the tables have turned, and now the champ is in a pinning predicament. 1, 2, no! Drexel's gonna have to hit him with more to keep those shoulders down. And that seems to be exactly what Drexel has in mind. He grins. He kisses the rings on his fingers before he drives them into the face of Grimskull. That's the angel tears. The sound of metal grinding against pure bone as the rings find their target. But Grimskull, he relishes the pain. Is he going to grim up as the rings blind him? Drexel isn't going to make him tap like that. Instead, he grabs Grimskull by the skull. He pulls him up to his feet into a pump handle position. With his foe in position, he humps the champion like one of his bitches and hurls him up. Booty cut. No! Grimskull slips out the back door. The lesson. The super kick delivers a lesson in standards. Drexel falls back into the turnbuckle, and Grimskull, by God, has had enough. He looks out over the crowd. He reaches up and he removes his head. Yes, holding his head up in the air like a trophy. He lines up Drexel and begins swinging. Peace and love. He's gonna spike Drexel with his skull, but a voice calls out. It's Druid's voice. No, no, don't let the dog after his head. Sick him. Here comes Colt. Colt launches at Grimskull. Spot of the night already. Takes the skull in his jaws. Druid climbs the steps back into the ring. As Drexel rights himself, he sees the head of Grimskull in the jaws of Colt. Super kick. He nailed Colt with the kick. Oh shit. The dog hits the canvas. The skull caught the impact of the blow and soars across the ring before hitting the ground. Drexel doesn't seem to spot Druid entering the ring. The arduous journey. No. Drexel with the wheelbarrow stunner out of nowhere. Cold turkey. Druid goes down like a $2 hooker. Drexel's killed him with fire. This has to be it. It's over. 1, 2, new champ. Yes. 3, Drexel has done it. He takes the victory. Your winner and new Rewind champion is Drexel. He fought as hard as he plays, and he wasn't taking no for an answer tonight. Poor dog. Grimskull lost his head. What the hell is happening? Scooby-Doo don't. That was a match right there. Hot damn, I'm 0 for 2 tonight. Congratulations to Drexel. All right. What's next? We've got Narcissa, Balenciaga, and Colt Ramsey in a segment entitled Connection. Sonic, this may be a surprise to all of you, I have a blue Powerade slush that I am enjoying. I expected to have it down before we started, but did not. All right, we find Narcissa Balenciaga backstage, trolling her way through a wardrobe where her latest creations are held. She pulls out her in-ring attire from the wardrobe and holds onto it while thumbing through the rack of her other creations. She utters notes to a young assistant next to her about alterations needed to different items, but comes to a stop mid-sentence when the pair are interrupted by a familiar figure. It's Colt fucking Ramsey. He saunters into the room, smirking with a confident swagger. He takes a quick snapshot of Narcissa before she has time to register his presence properly, then lowers his camera in slow motion, putting on his best pouty lip face. In his head, Colt thinks he's looking irresistible, but in reality, he looks like a tool bag. Narcissa is caught somewhat speechless, but Colt has no problem filling the awkward silence as the assistant steps away. Candid shot, natural beauty, the type of look that you cannot pose for. Narcissa narrows her eyes. So you beat me in the ring. I see it's gone straight to your ego. Surprised you could fit that head through the door. Colt laughs. A laugh that is calculatedly playful. He reaches out. He touches her shoulder. Oh, you. He lets the simple sentiment hang in the air for an awkward moment. Remember that you told me we could talk if I beat you? That was all the inspiration I needed. Narcissa's expression is impossible to read. She breathes deeply, exhaling through her nose. I only said that because I thought there was no way you could possibly get the job done. An error on my part. Colt continues to stroke her shoulder, letting his fingers tussle the tips of her hair. Nobody's perfect, Narcy doll, but you're pretty damn close. His mouth curls into a smile. You cannot deny that there is something between us, a connection. Are you honestly telling me that you don't feel that chemistry in the air right now? Narcissa says nothing. Her expression is still unreadable. She's learned in life to play your cards close to your chest. Colt has no problems continuing the conversation. I want to take you out, show you a night you'll never forget. You and me, doll. We're good together. Let's explore this connection between us. Narcissa does not reply. She does not speak. She does not blink. She simply stares at Colt without expression. Colt's confidence does not seem deterred. Think about it. Really think. I'll leave you with that. You know how to find me to give me your answer. With that, Colt raises his camera and takes another candid before taking his leave. And we cut away. What? What the hell? That was great. I'm a big fan of that. Colt Ramsey, the creepy motherfucker, is great. I can't get any more of that shit out. All right. I see that red down below. Giving me a little chub here. Death Row invades Pandemonium. We've got the Cleaner. We've got Gustav Morg. And we've got... Is that Harold Atano, I believe, is the other poser? I always get him and Harvey Escher mixed up. I believe it is, because his is the first name. Death Row Wrestling. The segment's entitled Clocking Out. Harold Atano stands before a broken mirror using a damp washcloth. He gave it his all at Dead Man Walking, but it wasn't quite enough. He looks down to wet his washcloth and then returns to the mirror, but now he's not alone. Gustav Morg is there. Just the man I was looking for, he muses. Harold turns around bemused. You were quite impressive last week. Harold doesn't say a word. He doesn't even smile. And I was thinking that an enigma like you might make for a perfect collectible, he says with a grin. Suddenly he reaches out with a chloroform rag. Okay. Slamming it against Mr. Nobody's face, Harold tries to struggle, but the rag is too strong. It knocks him out cold within moments. Gustav catches his body as it falls, backing away with it in drag, but he suddenly stops. Not because of an attack of conscience, of course not that. He stops because he's bumped into something or someone from behind. It's the Cleaner. You know, this is the second time I've caught you trying to take something that doesn't belong to you, he reminds him. Gustav drops the body and turns, brandishing something silver. And remember what? Wham! Knife to the gut! Oh shit, it's a knife to the gut! The morgue! Or Morgs is going to send him to the morgue. He slices the Cleaner open, through his suit from side to side. His guts are spilling out of his abdomen. As he scrambles to try and hold them, Morg smiles sinisterly. Don't try and put them back in, you mook, he says with an evil tone. I've got some stuffing for exactly that. The Cleaner groans in agony. Just die, motherfucker. It's time to clock out. Leaving Atano alone. The Cleaner's eyes close as he dies before our eyes, and Morg drags him away in his place. The Cleaner is dead, a victim of Gustav Morg, and we cut away. Hot damn, I didn't expect that. Holy shit. Brutal. The Cleaner. Right? It's gonna stink with all the bodies piling up. All right. Hot damn. I love a good death row interlude here to take us back to the brutality. Yeah, Red Hood's going to be pissed. Very interesting. Well, I guess if the Cleaner's going to end up stuffed, it doesn't matter, but he'll figure out exactly who did it. What's next? Look at that. A VHS championship match. We've got Felix Foley defending against Vision. Man, Vision looks like hot fire from the side. That makes him look even more badass than he does otherwise. Tonight, the VHS Championship. It's up for grabs as the Puppet Master, Felix Foley, defends against Vision in what will surely be a show to see. The bell rings as Foley and Vision circle one another. They're trying to fill each other out. Foley shoots in for a single-legged takedown. Deftly sidestepped by Vision. Right hand by Foley. Nothing but air as Vision bobs to avoid it. Felix with a big left hook finds a huge amount of nothing. Rhino wrote this one. Thank you. Vision weaved out of the way and dashes for the ropes, but Felix follows, charging at Vision as he rebounds. Big boot! These boots were made for dodging. The Vision ducks underneath. He surprises Foley from behind. The Dragon Sleeper. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. Darkness begins to overtake Foley as he struggles to create a gap between Vision's arm and his neck. Sensing this, Vision falls back, taking Foley with him. He wraps his legs around the Puppet Master, grapevining his body. Felix has gone limp. I love a good limp arm spot. The ref lifts up his arm. He releases it. It drops to the mat. That's one. The ref lifts the arm up again. No! Felix catches it. He reaches out, he's flailing his arms. He rolls to the side with all his strength. Foot on the bottom rope for a rope break. I love it. This match, we're seeing people playing fair. Goodness gracious, it's good to see. See some good old-fashioned wrestling. The Awoken One lifts Foley off the mat, but the Puppet Master quickly snatches Vision onto his shoulders. The Death Valley Driver countered into a DDT by the Third Eye. The Awoken One climbs to the top turnbuckle. He steadies himself. He takes to the air. The leap of faith caught in mid-fucking-air. Foley was playing possum. He smiles. He throws him overhead. Into the fall-away slam. Vision's the fall guy. Foley rolls into a cover. 1, 2... No! Shoulder up before the ref's hand even comes down. Foley isn't letting up. He picks up Vision. He sets him on the top rope, hooking his leg in the rope turnbuckle and pressing his upper body down. Vision is upside down in the Tree of Woe. As the Friendly One runs to the opposite corner, the crowd sees that Vision managed to untie the top turnbuckle pad. Okay. Which he tosses out of the ring just before Foley begins his sprint back at him, launching himself at the trussed-up Vision. Big drop kick to the face. Felix's Funhouse. Vision limply drops to the mat. Foley quickly covers, hooking the leg. 1, 2. Does Felix have it? Hell no, he doesn't. Kick out at 2.99. Repeating, of course. Felix can't believe it. He lifts the Awoken One off the canvas, but is suddenly blinded by 2 thumbs gouging his eye socket. Vision exposed Foley's blind spot. Felix struggles to get free as Vision takes him down to the mat. He scratches and claws at Vision's hand, desperately trying to free his grip as the ref tries to intervene. Right hand to the arm by Felix. No dice. Vision's thumbs remain entrenched in their newfound home. Slap to the chest by Foley, but Vision shakes it off. The Third Eye is trying to make Foley a blind guy. Foley looks like he may have to tap. Is he gonna do it? Foley feels around. He finds Vision's empty eye socket. And in a gruesome last-ditch, I hate eye stuff, he fish hooks it to break the hold. Oh, Vision tumbles away for a moment. Said limp hand spot, Alex. Vision tumbles away for a moment while Foley shakes off the effects of nearly having his eyes popped, sensing that Foley is still hurting. The Awoken grabs Felix by the hair and drags him to the corner with the exposed turnbuckle bolt. Begins forcefully bouncing Felix's head off of the exposed bolt. So much for clean wrestling. Once, twice, thrice, and for Foley that sure wasn't nice. As blood begins to flow freely from a gash in Felix's forehead, Vision then runs his head over the exposed turnbuckle bolt, getting a feel for its location before he starts to ascend the ropes with the Puppet Master's hair still firmly clutched in his fist. Okay, Rob, I'll give you that. He has Foley in place as they stand over the exposed turnbuckle bolt. Hey, you fucking blind fuckwit over here! Vision's concentration is broken momentarily as the voice of Old Man Birdie seems to come from nowhere. Did the Puppet Master just say that? Or is the puppet actually lurking at ringside? And that was just the distraction Foley needed. That was a great spot. He kicks Vision in the gut. He cinches in the double underhook. He yanks Vision head first to the canvas from the top rope. The avalanche. Double underhook. DDT. Wabam! Felix just cut the strings. A bloodied, frenzied, friendly Felix fanatically falls fervently onto Vision for the pin. 1. That has to have done it. 2. And still? 3? Yes, 3! And still OSW VHS champion. Foley got by with a little help from his friends, retaining his title in an exhausting match. Okay. Hell of a match. Felix Foley's run continues. I love the alliteration there. I got to agree with Dean. The alliteration was fire. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. One match in Lamb's left. We're cooking. All right. But before the match, we have a segment. Jasper Redgrave, Jackson Cade, entitled One Bad Day. We're in the gallery. It's a familiar scene. We've got Jackson Cade, gun at the ready, carefully infiltrating the gallery. But this time he has a mission beyond bringing in Jasper Redgrave. By the book, of course. No, this time Jackson is there at the request of Stubbins' Doom, to fill a vial with Redgrave's blood. For what purpose, he does not know. But he does know that Doom has promised to Arden Cade in such a way that he'll be able to bring Jasper Redgrave in the way he wants to, by the book. Walking through the brutal displays of the gallery, Cade enters a familiar alcove, one with a door on either side. One door is closed, with the mummified body of a random slum citizen on the floor in front of it. That's Exhibit A. The other is wide open. In front of it stands a small lectern with an interesting item atop it. It's a small vial of blood. Okay. With a letter beneath it. Little Eagle, tell Doom that I knew he would underestimate my reach. Good luck to him. He's gonna need it. Perseus grabs the vial, transfers the blood into the one given to him by Stubbins' Doom. As soon as the vial is full, a light turns red on it. It flies out of Cade's grasp, presumably to make it to the champion before the match. What game are they playing here? Shaking his head, Cade could turn around and leave. He fulfilled his mission. His mission's been completed, as strangely as it did happen. But the door is open, and the sense of dread in his heart has not abated. With a deep breath, he walks through the door, whereas once ago he found Exhibit B here, a box that has caused him much inner turmoil. What's in the box, anyway? Now the specialist finds something very different. His jaw drops as he takes in the scene before him. There in the center of it all sits the box. But no longer is it alone. Now bloody hands hold it, their deformed fingers almost growing into the box itself. Flayed skin is draped over the skeletal remains of the connected arms and body, each piece carefully placed to catch Jackson's eye. Blood flows down the bones into the box, which now practically floats on a sea of blood. Art, Redgrave would call it. But all Jackson Cade sees is the face atop the body. It's Riggs, his mentor, the same man Redgrave spared months ago. Standing around Riggs are a woman and child, his family. Their bodies have received the same treatment, their blood flowing into that same pool. What a bastard Redgrave is. Jackson Cade falls to his knees, but before he can let out a cry of anguish, his eyes lock onto something else laid out for him. Another letter. Little Eagle, what did I tell you? Retirement means nothing in the face of one bad day. You want your answers? You want to know why all this is happening? You already know the answer. You had it all along, and now his blood is on your hands. All of their blood is. Your bad day isn't here yet, but it will be soon. Roaring, Jackson Cade hoists up his gun. Bang! 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 He obliterates the box. He rips it to shreds. His anger is not sated. He's ready to go crazy, but something stops him. The blood is pulled around his feet, and the contents of the box have come to a stop at his feet. He looks down with a tear in his eye to see that which has haunted him for months. Himself. What was in the box was a mirror, and now it's covered in the blood of people he worked so hard to save. Seeing the look in Cade's eyes, Jasper may have had it wrong. It may be his one bad day that is coming, because the Little Eagle has blood on his mind. Redgrave's blood. And we cut away. There's what's in the box, ladies and gentlemen. And Jackson Cade is pissed. But Stubbins' Doom, I guess he's got the blood now. Is it real? Is it not? We'll find out what he intended to use it for. Right fucking now. The World Championship match. Stubbins' Doom defends against Jasper Redgrave. Here it is for the big one. The seemingly unstoppable mad scientist has reigned supreme as world champion since the beginning of Olympus, but now he faces off against a brutal adversary in the artist. Can Jasper create his greatest masterpiece, or will the Doctors with Alliance with Jackson Cade be his undoing? The bell sounds. Jasper explodes out of the corner. He nearly decapitates Doom with a brutal lariat. The champion stumbles up to his feet into a flurry of heavy lefts and rights before he's gripped around the collar and Beal tossed through the turnbuckles. Doom slowly pulls himself up, groggy but just able to dodge out of the way as Jasper comes rushing forward with an avalanche attempt. Doom stumbles away, trying to grab him by the back of his head, but a low kick gives Doom just enough distance to click a button on his wrist. His drones fly in out of nowhere. They circle Jasper and begin to fire rapid-fire rockets at the artist. Hell yeah! The mad monologue, or to drone on. The ring is covered in a cloud of fog from the heat. Tiny shrapnel explodes everywhere. Jasper's trying to bat away the drones and clear the air, all while Doom backs up, slowly sizing up the distracted Redgrave. He runs in. Hover. No bother. Jasper catches Doom in midair. The artist smiles a wicked smile. Doom tries to slip out, but Redgrave uses his superior strength to hold Doom in place. Jasper wipes away the blood on his chest, throwing Doom up high before he grabs him in midair. The splattered expression, a pop-up chokeslam. That very well could be it. Jasper makes the cover, the ref drops in. 1, 2... No, Doom gets the shoulder up. Jasper backs up, same sadistic smirk etched on his face as he slowly waits for Doom to get to his feet. The good doctor slowly stumbles up. Jasper spins around. Whoosh! What? Stubbins throws a handful of black sand into the face of Jasper Redgrave. The artist rolls around on the mat. He's trying to get the sand out of his eyes, but they're crawling all over his body. Nanobots, Doom says with a grin, coated to your blood. That's why he wanted Cade to get Jasper's blood? The black sand, no. The black nanobots, they crawl around Jasper's body, searching for any opening they can find. And unfortunately for Jasper, especially after that rocket thing, he's got more than enough. The artist screams out they penetrate his open wounds, infiltrating his very bloodstream. Let's try this again, shall we? Doom taunts as the very weakened Jasper gets to his knees. Doom reaches out to lift him up, Jasper groggily reaching out, not seeing the sparks erupting from his hands. Brain over brawn! That heavy... These wounds, they will not. Oh, my God. Brains over brawn. The heavy electrical pulse flows through Jasper, who's screaming in pain. Doom unleashing volt after volt into the artist as the referee tries to pull the world champion off. Finally, Doom lets go. Jasper damn near smoking from the shock treatment as the nanobots continue to ravage him from the inside out. Doom just smirks before beginning to hover, higher and higher in the air, above Jasper before suddenly dropping. Hover no bother, Goomba stomp style. That has to be it. Jasper's out cold. Doom drops in for the cover. Not even bothering to hook the leg, the ref drops down for the pin. Hot damn. 1. He bopped him. 2. Is it over? Is it? 3? No, it's not. Jasper got the shoulder up. Doom looks pissed. He shakes it off. He charges up his gauntlets. He's going to make an extra crispy artist tonight. He slowly pulls Jasper up, but the artist manages to slip out of his grasp. The sanguine absurdism. The discus lariat out of nowhere. Doom is down, but Jasper doubles over, the nanobot still tearing himself up inside as the artist can barely stay on his feet, let alone continue the attack. Wincing in agony, Jasper reads inside his pants, pulling out a razor-sharp knife, but he doesn't turn it on the world champion. Oh shit! Instead, he grinds his teeth. He reaches up. He slices inside of his own mouth. Jasper screams out in pain. He drops the blade as blood begins to pull down his face. Doom slowly gets up to his feet, seeing the bloodied and hurting Jasper. What the fuck? He smiles sadistically. But as he goes to pull Jasper up to his feet, Redgrave spits the blood into his face. Doom staggers back, wiping his eyes with disgust, but as he looks down he doesn't see red, he only sees black, as the nanobots swarm his hand. Doom yells out in fear, electricity arcing around him, as he destroys the nanobots going after Jasper's blood, distracting the world champion. Just for a moment, Jasper rushes in, super kick! Doom is nearly knocked out cold by the kick. He staggers back into the ropes. Redgrave spins around, the back elbow, the collage of violence. Doom drops to his knees. Jasper doesn't let him fall. He lifts him up high into a suplex as he shows the world champion a portrait of a killer with a stiff side slam. The artist falls to one knee, running on pure adrenaline as the nanobots took most of his energy, but he powers up. He's got one shot left. He pulls the hurting Doom up to his feet. Kick to the gut. Double underhook. The symphony of no. Doom slips out, double-legging Jasper before sending him flipping back into the corner. Skull first. Jasper staggers out. Watch my right hand, a brutal torpedo. It drops him on the mat. Easy pickings. Doom breaks his jar with a sickening punt kick. That has to be it. Doom drops down. He's exhausted. The referee makes the count. Is this it? 1. 2. Is it? 3? 3? Is it 3? It is. Yes, it is 3. Stubbins Doom once again remains the OSW World Champion, but he had to use all of those wonderful gadgets of his own to put down the very game artist here tonight. Beautiful match, Zach. You executed what I asked for even better than I asked. Hot damn. Hot damn. Beautiful matches here tonight. Beautiful matches. Beautiful. Jasper Redgrave looks like a fucking beast, even in defeat. You can't see it because of how I have the screen, but the sidebar is Jasper's face, looking like a boss. Actually, the way I have it now is kind of funny because I have my screen made a little bigger, so the sidebar gets enlarged. So his eyes are directly in line with the winner and still OSW champion, Stubbins Doom. I don't know, it makes me laugh. It's like he's reading it right now and he's very sad. I'm sorry, Jasper. Anyway, onto a segment with Grimskull and Vision, entitled Charity. I hope poor Grimmy found his head. Oh, man. You know, the funny thing about that is during the match, when I realized that Colt was there, I was like, it would be hilarious if Colt tried to go after Grimskull's head, because, you know, dogs like bones and all that. And then look, y'all motherfucking did it. Alright, anyway, Charity. Let's get back in the game. There's stillness in the hooded figures as they gather in the altar. Vision himself is at the center of the room. I'm here, just like you asked. Comes a voice from the back of the room. It's Grimskull. I hope you're not going to give me a repeat of the pitiful sermon you gave last time you brought me here. Vision smiles. Of course not. You heard what I needed to hear that one time. I won't repeat it. Today I've asked you here to show you the next facet of the prism. If you'd follow me, please. Grimskull walks down the center of the room past each of the cloaked figures, follows Vision through a door on the opposite side of the room. They continue up a spiral staircase and into a long corridor which has multiple doors. Vision knocks on one and upon hearing, "Come in," from whoever's inside, leads Grimskull inside. The occupants of a room are a young couple with a child who can't be any older than 1. They sit together on a bed in one corner of the room, the child asleep in the mother's arms. Who are these people? Grimskull asks. The couple have a look of hurt in their eyes. Glad you asked, says Vision. This couple and their son were destitute and at their wits' end. They were not able to continue living where they were before, and they did not know how they could support their son with even the basics. A roof over his head, food, drink. We took them in here at the altar. We asked nothing from them. And this is something to be commended? They cannot provide for themselves. Do they not have friends, family, a congregation of their own to ask? Why here? Why you? That's the interesting part. This family came from the slums. They were afraid they could not sustain a life under your guidance, Grimskull. They were reticent to come here because of the lies you spread about the Third Eye attacking you. But they soon came to realize we meant them no harm. All we offered was charity. Charity is the next step up from empathy. Empathy is the understanding the pain and hardship others are going through. Charity is giving what you have to help ease that burden. Charity is the green facet of the prism. And somewhat ironically, Grimskull, Vision stands and motions towards the door, leading Grimskull away from the family. They say charity starts at home. So we cut away. Okay. Charity. The green fast. I love the prism stuff. Okay. Yes, there is some fuckery afoot. I don't know what the fuckery is, but these segments reek of fuckery. He really is. He really is, and it's gonna be something. But does that mean we're here? I think it does. Do we have a... Yes, we do. Okay, we have a description of the match. So, if anybody's wondering, in like the last 2 or 3 years, I've done a cool little video of stats and all that stuff going into the Lambs match. Since we're in a new volume, and no record that I would be talking about has any chance of having any impact, There's no stats video tonight. We'll return next year. But nothing here tonight. Starting fresh, starting anew. Clean slate. Okay, here we go. Lambs to the slaughter. It's finally that time of the evening. 20 lambs. 20, count them 20, will step into the ring looking for an opportunity to headline Ring of Dreams 9. Can you believe it's 9? These lambs will enter at 2-minute intervals until all have entered. They can be eliminated by pinfall or submission. The winner is the last lamb standing, having survived the slaughter. Blood will flow. Lives will be changed forever. In one of the most iconic old-school wrestling matches, lambs to the slaughter. Boom. Okay. Let's see if I can keep up with it anywhere as good as I have in the past. Here we go. Who is number 1? Number 1 is Jackson Cade. All right. First one in is Jackson Cade. Ah, heck yeah. We got entrance shots. That is fire. These are fire, and I love them, and I don't know what all to say. I'm not even going to read the entrance. I just want to take a look at that. Looks great. That is beautiful. I really hope we get these for everybody. Love it. All right. Cool deal. Who's coming after him? It's Colt Ramsey. He barely made it in by the skin of his damn teeth. Old Colt made it in. Look at him. Ready to go. I didn't realize his theme song was Girls on Film. Oh, man. Maybe he's the real Bang Bro here tonight. Colt the dog. If that image was Colt the dog, that would have been the biggest pop in OSW live show history. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing started. Ding, ding, ding. The match begins. The first of 20. Jackson Cade immediately rushes in. Colt quickly takes a snapshot with the camera. It blinds Cade and sends him backwards. Cade swings blindly with his blinded right hand, but Colt ducks it, taking another photograph. For good measure. Cade swings a kick, getting nothing but air. He's quickly rolled up. 1-2, but a kick out. Both men spring away from the pinfall and get back to their feet. Colt reaches for the drop camera. Jackson kicks it out of the way, lunging up with a knee that catches Colt clean on the jaw. He stumbles backwards, being pushed into the ropes and sent across the ring. Breach and clear the sling blade by Perseus. The cop, fed up and frustrated, grabs the camera, and more importantly, the strap that holds it, wrapping it around Ramsey's throat as he struggles on the canvas. Refusing to submit, the photographer gets back to his feet whilst being choked. Only Cade forcibly runs him over the top rope. He's hanging Ramsey by his own camera strap. Ha ha, get him. Colt struggles, kicking his legs, but the strap breaks. He falls to the stage. He's holding his throat and coughing. Who's next? It is Felix Foley coming out, waving to the crowd at number 3. Felix Foley. Here he comes. Hostile down, a leaping super kick by Cade straight to Foley. Foley just had his block taken clean off the minute he entered the fucking ring. Jackson, he leaps into the cover. 1, 2, 3, no, pitch black. There it is. It's the red light. It's the red light. The red light is here. Did Foley kick out? No one knows. We hear fumbling in the darkness, unaware of what's going on, until finally the lights come back on. Foley's on the outside. Meanwhile, Jackson Cade is hanging in a tree of woe in the corner. What the fuck just happened? The red light saved Felix Foley. And Foley, bemused and groggy, slides back into the ring and starts stomping away at Cade as he hangs. Boot after boot. Jackson drops on his head and he hits hard. Ramsey, on the other hand, slides back into the ring. He's got Felix from behind. Violent uppercut, it stumbles him backwards. He grabs him. He pushes him into the ropes, sending him across the ring. He drops him with the clothesline on the return. Colt quickly grabs his camera, secures it with the ref at ringside. He turns around. Cade is storming him. Big boot, no! He ducks it, neck breaker. Cade is down again, and he covers. 1, 2, no! Kick out. Who's next? Teddy O'Toole is next. Teddy O'Toole is next in this match. Here he comes. That's the wrong window. That's still the wrong window. Okay, there we go. There's Teddy O'Toole, looking like the pimp daddy Willy Wonka he is. He gets his stuff out. He gets in the ring. He's on the apron with a big old smirk on his face. Ramsey rushes him. Kane to the skull. Jesus Christ. Pimp Daddy Candy. Okay. The whiplash on Ramsey as he hits the canvas was immense. Teddy enters the ring and takes his cane violently to the midsection of Colt, slamming it into his guts with everything he has. Here comes Foley. He swings it at the Puppet Master. He knocks him down too. The Candyman is cleaning house. He waits for Jackson to get back to his feet, and when he does, lunges with another strike. No! The cop blocks it with a forearm. Both men recoiling. Teddy quickly grabs the other end and runs Cade back into the corner, trying to choke him as the APD specialist does his best to block it. Low blow by Jackson Cade to Teddy O'Toole. Even the officer seems surprised he had it in him. Jasper's getting him. He snatches the cane and he does a little jig, mocking the Candyman. Cane to the skull of O'Toole. This has got to be it. 1, 2, 3. No! A kick out by Teddy. It wasn't enough. Who's next? The burned man is next. Oh, it's going to cut that shit off, son of a bitch. There we go. Here he is. Look at him. He's ready to go. He scans the crowd. He's coming out to Hollow Man. He gets in there. He pops up the steps. Clotheslined by Colt Ramsey at the top. He almost takes his head off. Colt pulls the burned man up to his feet. He whips him into the steel ring post, but TBM reverses. He sends Ramsey instead. Baseball slide to the outside, but the Soul Survivor sidesteps it. It's Jackson Cade. The cop lands on his feet, immediately starts trading with the burned man. Both men laying into each other, rights and lefts. Meanwhile, back in the ring, Teddy O'Toole and Felix Foley are back to their feet and brawling. Teddy drops Foley with a right hand and looks to the outside. Ramsey charges into Cade, and all three men are brawling now on the outside. O'Toole runs, diving swanton bomb over the top fucking rope. Sugar bomb to all three. The sugar bomb, sugar bomb. All four men are down. The Candyman slowly gets back to his feet, his blow cushioned by the soft heads of those he landed on. He bows to the crowd and turns around. Double axe handle smash by the Puppet Master. The buzzer goes off. Who's next? It's Damien, by God Wolf. He's who's next. Look at him, walking out. He's got a power walk. Oh man, look at that. He's ready for the runway. His face is contorted into a gruff frown. He saunters towards the ring. He's coming down, but Felix Foley runs down towards him like a man possessed. He reaches the fourth step from the bottom and leaps off. Cannonball straight onto Damien Wolf. Holy shit! Chant starts. Both men tumble to the floor with a giant thud. They slowly start getting back to their feet. They're fighting by the entrance ramp now. Foley grabs Damien, drags him to the metal barrier that separates the fans and the entrance, slamming him head first into it. Felix drags him away, looking for a double-arm DDT on the floor. Cut these strings, but no! Overhead suplex by the conservator. Both men slam once again into the hard floor. The fans are roaring them on, willing them both back to their feet, and slowly but surely here they come. But pitch black! The red light is back! It's back again! We can't see a fucking thing. When the lights come back on, Wolf and Felix stand unharmed. Not a hair on their head has been touched, but before them is now a table with barbed wire strapped to it. As the buzzer goes off, we're going extreme. Who's next? It's Dr. Death. The Lucha Doc is here. And here he comes. Ah, yes, he soaks it in. He's feeling it. He's given the cane to Frightingale. He dashes the ring. He rounds the corner to see the table. He doesn't even hesitate. He rushes the Puppet Master. The Hurricane Rana. Down goes Foley. Wolf runs around the table and gets ran straight into the fucking entrance block. Death lifts his ass up, pushing him on top of the block where Foley's band once stood. What is he thinking? The Luchadoc climbs up. He pulls Damien back to his feet. He kicks him low, dropping him to a knee for good measure. What's he gonna do? The Canadian Destroyer! The front flip pile driver! Onto the barbed wire table! Brutal! 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 Oh my god! Holy shit! Holy shit, there's carnage everywhere! Damien Wolf, Dr. Death! They're covered in barbed wire and broken table. The fans are going crazy at ringside. We head back into the ring. The Burn Man has got Teddy O'Toole in position. The third degree, the pump handle slam into the DVD Death Valley driver, but no. O'Toole slides out. He pushes him away into an onrushing Cade. Hostile down the super kick. The super kick to the Burn Man. Fight forever. The buzzer goes off. Who's next? Manfred Kurz is next. Here comes the ruler of the bleak. Look at him, power walking down. Love it. The Night Haunter. He slowly moves towards the ring, shambling his way as if no one is around. He gets in the ring calmly. There's carnage around you. There's pandemonium. He ducks a clothesline by Teddy O'Toole. He scoops him up. Package, pile driver, baptized in filth. He can barely get off the canvas, though. Here comes Colt Ramsey with a running knee, smashing right in two. His fucking jaw, he drops into the cover. But a kick out at 2. Not quite. We're 8 people deep, and there's 12 to go. Ramsey gets back to his feet. He's rolled up by Cade. 1, 2, 3. No, Ramsey kicks out. Jackson springs away. Roll up by Kurz on Cade. 1, 2, 3. No, Cade kicks out. They all get back to their feet. They're smiling at the cheeky roll-up attempt. But here comes Foley. Foley slides into the ring. He rolls up Manfred from behind. 1. Colt Ramsey ducks under a clothesline by Cade. 2, 3. No! Full Nelson. Leg sweep. Facebuster. Fit to print on the APD officer. Foley and Kurz get back to their feet. Kurz kicking him low. Wicked prayer to Foley. The crucifix bomb lung blower. Felix rolls to the outside, hitting the floor. And we buzz. Who's number 9? It is Narcissa Balenciaga. I didn't even say it near right. Narcissa Balenciaga. There we go. I'm just going to put Narcissa because that's too long. Here we go. Here she comes. It is now a runway. The ramp has become a runway. Look at her, posing for all those fine purveyors of wiki feet. Here she comes. She looks at the carnage. Dr. Death and Damien Wolf are stirring. She goes to approach, but she spun around. It's Nurse Frightingale. What? She spews black wicklet in her face. Holy shit, she blinds Narcissa. What is Nurse Frightingale doing here? The fashion designer stumbles backwards. She's leapt upon by the nurse, who starts scratching and clawing away at her face. Narcissa finally kicks her off, removing the gunk from her eyes to realize that she's done. Only Dr. Death isn't. Lethal injection, the handspring cutter to Narcissa. Death finally makes his way. He walks up into the ring. He walks up the steps, leaps onto the ring apron, goes straight off the top rope into the air. The leaping, the spinning, heart punch. Defibrillation. Down goes Manfred Kurz. The Luchadoc quickly kips up. Heading to the corner, he pulls himself up. He's looking for the painkiller. But wait, the Burn Man is here. He slams slamming him on his feet on the turnbuckle. No, the Doc runs across the top rope with his insane agility. The cutter, leaping cutter off the top rope to a rising Colt Ramsey. Why'd he pick Colt? 'Cause fuck Colt, that's why. Get the fuck out of here. The buzzer goes off. Who is it? Armin Fidel is who it is. That's who's next. Number 10. Here he comes. Look at him walking down like a boss. We're finally halfway. Half the field is in. Everybody's still in. The Vixen is here. That's right. Where's Nurse Frightingale to go after the Vixen? The Luchadoc is back to his feet as Armin Fidel slides into the ring. The Burn Man has charged him into the corner. He's going to work with shoulder barges. Wham, wham, wham. TBM turns around. The arrow of greed and desire. The gore to the mummy by Fidel. He covers. 1, 2, 3. Is that it? No, the burn man kicks out. Fidel can't believe it. He's looking for another victim as he gets back to his feet. The poison Lita Canrana, the painkiller by the Luchadoc. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Is that it? No, Armin Fidel kicks out. But here comes Narcissa with the steel chair to the skull of Dr. Death. She almost took his head off. She slams the chair down, watches as Teddy O'Toole gets back to his feet. Handspring cutter. The lethal injection. The latest trend by Narcissa to O'Toole. Right onto the steel fucking chair. She's gonna cover, but here's a fucking pissed off Damian Wolf. He's got, barbed wire that tore him to shreds wrapped around his fists. He's gonna conserve some pain. I don't know, that made sense to me. What a lunatic! Who's next? Who's next? It's Capavio! Capavio is next. That bastard. Here he comes. As soon as you're born, they make you feel small. Working class hero, he's here, the vigilante. He gazes around the arena. He rushes in. But in the ring, the barbed wire right hand to Narcissa. Left to Capavio. Right to Ramsey. Left to Cade. If you dare fucking rise, you're getting a fucking barbed wire right or left hand. The conservator roars with rage. Capavio thought he was saved by his mask, of course. He turns him around. The Capavio destroyer, the ripcord flying knee to Wolf. He just killed Wolf with fire. Man, he's throwing that thing around a lot tonight. All he has to do is cover, and surely Damien is out of here. But darkness! Is it gonna be? The red light! The red light is back again! Is it gonna save Damian Wolf? Again? When the lights finally return, Capavio is laid out on a ladder that sits across the middle two ropes, making an angle in the corner. The conservator doesn't know what's happened, but he's not missing the opportunity. He grabs the first person he finds, Narcissa. He runs her face first into that fucking ladder, using it as a clothesline. He ducks underneath. He pulls Narcissa up with him, putting her up on his shoulder and standing on the top rope. Oh no! What the fuck is he thinking? What is he gonna do? Look at that! Look at what's happening! The ladder! Narcissa! Do it! The Joker driver! The death sentence! The Joker fucking driver to Narcissa! Straight through Capavio! Straight through the fucking ladder! He killed it with fire! The crowd goes crazy. Holy shit, chants erupt. There's fucking carnage everywhere. Who's next? It's Jasper Redgrave. No better person to come into some carnage. Here we go. He's ready. Is he going to bring a sword with him? He should bring a sword with him. Oh, he doesn't even go down. He's just going to hang out. He's going to take it in, baby. He's going to take it in. But the Screaming Eagle! Macho Man elbow drop from the top of the stage to the entrance below, right on top of Jasper Redgrave. Jackson Cade will not be denied. Well, I'm glad you did this shot, because I did not understand how this entrance stage worked until now. I didn't realize you went upstairs. Okay, cool. Holy shit, the fans are on their feet. He just came off with a huge elbow drop. Jackson Cade dove from the top of the stage straight over the crowd. They're both down, with the crowd going wild. We're back in the ring. Damian Wolf has finally come to enough to cover Narcissa. 1, 2, and 3. Is that it? No! Narcissa somehow kicks out. Jesus Christ. Felix Foley is now back in the ring. He spots Wolf. He's got a broken piece of the ladder. He drags it away from the carnage, placing it in the corner. But in charges O'Toole. But Foley moves. Teddy leaps, using the half ladder as a springboard. An ace crusher. The chocolate rain. Down goes the puppet master. Teddy gets back to his feet. He turns to see Colt Ramsey. The flash, a photograph by Ramsey. That brand new cherry flavor. Red mist by O'Toole. They blind each other at the same fucking time as the buzzer goes off. Who's next? Oh, here comes the big man. Kaiju Chiba is here. He is here. Scrolled the wrong one again. Here he comes. Look at him. He tips his hat to all the motherfuckers he's about to destroy. He slides into the ring. Or he doesn't even slide. He steps over the top rope. He goes straight towards with a chop to the head of Teddy O'Toole and another for Colt Ramsey. He drops them both down powerfully. He immediately storms over to Capavio, double hand choking him back to his feet and tossing him aside like garbage. The Skull wisely rolls to the outside, holding his midsection. Chiba gives chase, stepping over the top rope and dropping down to meet him. Capavio turns to see him, being picked straight up. A Chiba bomb, the spinning sit-out power bomb, straight down on the floor. That's for Gemini, you son of a bitch. The big man gets back to his feet, only to be baseball slid towards the edge of the stage. He teeters around, double-arm DDT to cut the strings, but no, Chiba doesn't move. He doesn't even fucking move. He picks up Holly with his head within an arm and runs him straight back into the ring apron. As they land out onto the apron steps the Burn Man. He stomps down at Chiba's head. He leaps off with an elbow. The hero catches him and spins. Spine on the pine, the spine buster. The monster is unstoppable. He gets back up, dusts himself off having taken out the Burn Man, Felix Foley and Capavio. Poison Lita Kanrana. The Dr. Death, he springboards over the top fucking rope into the Hurricane Rana, but no! Chiba caught him! Powerbomb onto the ring apron. The buzzer goes off. Who's next? The Destructo Boy is next. Here he comes. Destructo Boy is next. They're holding out for a hero, and here comes one to save the day. He rushes down the stairs to the stage, swinging the sword wildly over his head. He wraps around the top rope. It sends him flying upwards. Okay. Turn over the top rope into a forward roll. That was badass. Clothesline from hell. It didn't even matter. Manfred Kurz took Destructo Boy's head off. He quickly picks the boy back up, pulls him beneath his legs. Curse puts DB in the crucifix position. Wicked prayer, no! The Burn Man pulls Boy down from the move. The rock bottom, the final spirit from boy to man. Holy fucking shit, this is every man for himself. Destructo Boy gets back to his feet, a little miffed by what he's done, but he doesn't have time to get mad, because Manfred Kurz plants him with a big boot that sends him through the ropes to the outside. Damian Wolf rolls up Kurz. 1, 2. Red light. No. Red light. Not again. The lights come out. Damian Wolf is up in the crucifix. What just happened? Wicked prayer. The crucifix bomb lung blower. It connected. Manfred Kurz covers. 1, 2, 3. Damian Wolf has been eliminated by Manfred Kurz. Okay. Our first person out. With Wolf eliminated, we've no time to mourn. As if we would. But what's up with that red light? The buzzer goes off. Who's next? It's Blacktooth. Blacktooth is here. Oh, look at that. He's pointing. He knows what he's after. And he's not even alone where he's at. Cade and Redgrave are brawling in the entranceway. As they slam back and forth with right and left hands, he just walks past them with a casual, sinister sneer. Blacktooth heads towards the ring, but we're sticking with Cade and Redgrave. The artist finally gets some separation, nailing Cade with a low blow. He reaches inside his yellow jacket, taking it off to reveal a surprise. He brought a hammer. Jackson puts his hand up. Hammer to the head. It's blocked. But it surely broke his hand. Cade pops back up to his feet, but he's ran with the shoulder back into the entrance stage. Hammer to the knee. Hammer to the shoulder. Redgrave is dismantling him. As the cop falls to a knee in agony, Jasper reaches down inside his pocket and pulls something out. He grabs the hand of Cade. He slams it back into the entrance side stage, and he hammers a fucking nail through his damn hand. Shit. Oh my God. The crowd lets out an oh. Jackson roars in agony as Redgrave grabs the other hand. He hammers a nail in that too. Jackson Cade is nailed to the stage by his own hands. What the hell? This is crazy. Who's gonna be next? Who's number 16? It's the new Rewind champion, Drexel. Drexel is here. There's just 4 more entrants. Here comes Drexel. Look at him. He's ready. He's wiping it off. He looks at Cade Redgrave. He heads down. Redgrave, meanwhile, puts the hammer handle between the lips of Cade, ramming it in there like a stick to bite on. The crucifixion of Jackson Cade. Jasper muses with a smirk. Fuck you. Cade mumbles, muffled defiantly. The artist backs up. The collage of violence. Super kick to the fucking hammer in the fucking mouth of Jackson fucking Cade. Oh my fucking god. Holy fucking shit. He's out. He's out. Spinning back elbow for good measure. Jackson Cade has been decimated. Redgrave, why does he do this? He leaves him there unconscious, on display, before he heads back into the ring. Drexel's already there, and ducks a clothesline attempt by Kaiju Chiba, running into the ropes and coming back. Speed dials, running somersault clothesline. Meanwhile, Armin Fidel and Ranford Kurz come face to face. The Vixen and the Night Haunter face to face, flesh to flesh. Right hand by Kurz, left by Fidel, right, left. Fidel takes the advantage. Reaching into his back pocket, he's got him a set of handcuffs. He handcuffs him to the top rope. With a smirk on his hand, he finds the nearest weapon. A steel chair. Steel chair to the skull occurs. Another. 3, 4, 5. Holy shit. Fidel backs up. He runs at him as he limply lays on the ropes. But a gore, the arrow of greed and desire, straight through the ropes. It snapped the handcuffs. Both of them slammed to the floor. What a brutal move. Barman Fidel, who is next? It's the Vision. Vision is here. Number 17. Here he comes. He's ready. He takes his time. He touches the steel of the turnbuckle before entering under the top rope. As he's coming in, Armin Fidel puts Kurz back into the ring and he covers. Is it over? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. It is over. Manfred Kurz has been eliminated by Armin Fidel. That's only our second elimination, and we're 16 people deep into this 20-person match. 17. Vision is charged by Teddy O'Toole. Third eye blinded. The double knee faceburster to the Candyman. The Awoken One pops back to his feet, only to be clotheslined over the top rope by the Burn Man. Narcissa Balenciaga is in the corner, being worked over by Dr. Death. As he lays into her, Colt Ramsey appears from behind, turning him around and delivering an uppercut. He drags him away, holding him for Narcissa, who runs at him. Clothesline to Dr. Death. No! Dr. Death ducked and Narcissa took out Ramsey. She looked shocked, but there's no time for that. By appointment. Destino by Dr. Death to Narcissa. He pins. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Narcissa has been eliminated by Dr. Death. As Death gets back to his feet, he's met by Capavio, who rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. Is Death out? No!
Darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Pour one out for Narcissa. Dr. Death kicks out of that. Kaiju Chiba grabs Capavio and drags him away. The Chiba Bomb. Spinning sit-out power bomb immediately into the sit-out cover. 1, 2, and 3. Capavio has been eliminated by the big man. Where was his name on here? There it is. There we go. Who's next? It is Druitt. Druitt is next. Number 18. Here comes Druitt. Colt. Look, Colt's fine. The pair stop at Jackson Cade. Druitt looks at him with empathy. Walking over and pulling the nails from his hands. Aw, look at Druitt being nice. One by one, Jackson falls to the floor, finally free from being on display, leaving Druitt to make his way to the ring. His eyes on both Drexel and O'Toole. Chiba gets back to his feet and reaches down for Capavio, looking to dispatch him. But Capavio isn't having it. Skull Mask headbutts the mountain of a man. Another. Chiba's down. The Capavio Destroyer variation. A flying knee. Kaiju Chiba's down. Drexel's on the top rope. The straight shooter diving headbutt. He covers. 1, 2, and 3. Thanks to Capavio. Kaiju Chiba has been eliminated by Drexel. Druid enters the ring. He drops Drexel with a big clothesline, wiping that shit-eating grin off his dastardly face. He waits for him to get back up, runs him into the ropes, but Jasper Redgrave is here. Super kick, spinning back elbow to Druid instead, a collage of violence. Redgrave is pissed that Druid dared interfere with his artistic masterpiece. He pulls him up, looking for that pedigree. But there's Colt Ramsey. He pulls the artist out into a backdrop. No! Redgrave lands on his feet. Kick to the gut of Ramsey. Pedigree! 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 The symphony of symmetry. He got all of it. He covers Ramsey. 1, 2, and 3. Colt Ramsey has been eliminated by Jasper Redgrave. We've had 6 elimination. And there's 12 people left in this match, with 2 on the way, one of which is coming now. Who is it going to be? Who's next? It's the Grimskull at number 19. Grimskull. I think I just spelled wrong. My own character. Why can't I type my own character's name? There we go. Grimskull is here. He's ready. Look at him. He's walking down. He's pissed. He looks down at the blood where Cade was, smirking. But Cade isn't there anymore. Hostile down. The crowd erupts. Cade has went back after Redgrave. The biggest super kick. The super kick to end all super kicks. He covers Jasper Redgrave. Retribution. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, the crowd goes crazy. Jasper Redgrave has been eliminated by Jackson Cade, who's been in here since the start of the damn match. Here we go. Grimskull slides into the ring, skulks into it as a matter of fact. Looking at Vision, who stands opposite him. Charity, the Awoken One roars. Dare you look through the prism, Grimskull? He scoffs. Charity begins here. Lay down and understand it. There's the fuckery. Reluctantly, but with a smirk, Grimskull lays down on the canvas, letting Vision pin him. What the fuck? 1, 2, 3? Grimskull has been eliminated? He rolls to the outside, exiting the ringside area without ever looking back. What's going on? Grimskull just laid down for Vision? Well, that's crazy. Son of a bitch. As Vision gets back to his feet to soak in the boos from the crowd who wanted more, he's rolled up from behind by Druid. 1, 2, 3, but no, Vision kicks out. They both spring away from the pinfall and get back to their feet, but Destructo Boy lunges for Vision, running him straight into the corner turnbuckle. Druid stumbles. That brand new cherry flavor, the red mist by Teddy O'Toole. It blinds him. Teddy goes to the top rope as he stumbles. Drexel grabs the Explorer, pulling him into the pump handle. The booty call, the pump handle power slam. Swanton bomb. Sugar bomb off the top rope. Sugar bomb to Druid. Teddy scrambles for the cover, but Drexel grabs him and tosses him to the outside, getting the cover himself. 1, 2, 3. Druid. Druid has been eliminated by Drexel. Who's the final entrant in this match? It is Gemini, the good one, it looks like. Here she comes. Here she comes. She's so happy. She's practically floating. Here she comes. She prances down the stairs. She's taking pictures of her adoring fans. Who cares that there's a whole battle going on, that people are being crucified? She's just so happy to be here. He slides into the ring. Backdraft by the Burn Man. No! Gemini ducks the spinning back elbow and spins him around. Codebreaker snapshot to the Burn Man. She gets back to her feet and walks straight into Felix Foley, who spins her straight down into the canvas with a power slam. This is it, folks. There are no more entries. The 20 are in the match. Foley gets back up. Vision nails him with the forearm from behind. He tosses him all over the top rope and follows him to the outside. Destructo Boy checks on the Burn Man, but an inside cradle. Get the tights, boy. 1, 2, 3. No, Destructo Boy kicked out. The Burn Man will call that revenge. They get back to their feet, squaring up in the middle of the ring. This is about to implode, surely. No, a roll-up by Drexel on the Burn Man. Teddy O'Toole rolls up Destructo Boy. They both hold the ropes. It should have been the tights. 1, 2, 3. They're both gone. They're both out. Holy shit. Drexel eliminated the Burn Man. And Teddy O'Toole eliminated Destructo Boy. There we go. What a team. that they could be. There are 9 left. Blacktooth and Armand Fidel are squaring off in the middle of the ring. As most people make themselves scarce as they trade off, Blacktooth nails him with the knee to the midsection. The red light is here! The red light! The arena's thrust into darkness yet again. It makes more interference. What the fuck is happening? Who's responsible? When the lights come back on, everyone, everyone as the next line is laid out. Everyone except Felix Foley. The puppet master slides back into the ring, looking around it in shock. He quickly grabs Vision and pulls him back to his feet. Double arm DDT. He cut the strings. He covers. 1, 2, 3. Vision has been eliminated by Felix Foley. Felix can't believe his luck. I mean, who could? He quickly grabs a hold of Armand Fidel. He drags him back up. He's not going to, is he? The mandible claw, the puppet show. He struggles, but he can't scream. Foley takes him down. 1, 2, and 3. Armand Fidel has been eliminated by Felix Foley. Why can't I find him? There he is. The red light has sowed chaos tonight, and Foley has 2 eliminations as a direct result of it. As he gets back to his feet, he's spun around by Gemini. She backs him off with right hands and sends him across the ring, dropping to her belly as he comes back and jumps over. She pops up as he turns, nails him with an arm drag. We're down to 7 now, and Blacktooth is back to his feet. As Gemini gets back to hers, they both stop and stare at each other for a moment. The lights go out. Flash! What? Gemini's gone! Sort of. Because where the light Gemini stood is now her darker counterpart. She leans in and kisses Blacktooth, who smirks. What the fuck? Drexel rolls up Gemini. 1, 2, 3. No, Blacktooth breaks up the fall. The witch is here. The cannibal backs off. Drexel grabs his bearings and leaps into action. Curb stomp to Drexel from the cannibal. The dirt nap. The dirt nap. He must cover, but Cade is here. Threat containment. Threat containment to Blacktooth by Cade. The Chimera is locked in tight. Leg drop by Gemini across the face of Cade. She breaks the hold. Gemini gets back to her feet, as does Cade. Pitch black in a flash. The darker Gemini is gone, and here's the nice one. She's back again. What the fuck? She smiles at Cade, who doesn't know what the fuck is going on. I like to think she's, hey. He steps backwards, hostile down. No, Gemini ducks the super kick, runs the ropes. The lights go out again. Leaping Chimera by Dark Gemini. It's Dark fucking Gemini. The Abraxas to Cade. He's gonna tap, but wait. Blacktooth is caught by Foley. Mandible claw to Blacktooth by Foley. Don't do it, woman. Gemini drops the hold. She gets up, leaps on Felix's back, forcing him to drop the hold on the cannibal. Foley backs her into the corner powerfully, but Cade is back up. Incendiary round. The bullhammer to the puppet master, who stumbles. Cade grabs him, tossing him over the top rope. He turns to see Blacktooth recovering. Pitch, black, flash. It's light Gemini. Roll up on Blacktooth. 1, 2, 3. She got it. She just about fucking got it. Blacktooth has been eliminated by Gemini. Gemini celebrates like she's won the whole thing. No! She turns around to Jackson Cade. Don't do it! Hostile down. The super kick to Gemini. Cade covers. 1, 2, and 3. Gemini has been eliminated. The happiness fades away so quickly. It hurts us. There's 5 left. There's 5 left in the match. We're down to 5. Jackson Cade is hurting, but somehow still in it. He started it. He's had nails driven through the palms of his hands. How is he still standing? How is he still standing? Drexel slides into the ring, clobbering him from behind. He stumbles Jackson into the ropes. He sends him across, only for Teddy O'Toole to grab his feet and stop him. From coming back. Cade swipes at him, but Dr. Death is there with a leaping, spinning heart punch to Cade. Where the fuck did he come from? Death gets back up, ducking a clothesline by Drexel as O'Toole enters the ring. He leaps off the ropes with a springboard crossbody, taking down Big Slim. Teddy's got his cane. Cane to the skull of the Doctor. He goes up top. Sugar Bomb, the Swanton Bomb to Dr. Death. No, he did it on Drexel instead. It was a betrayal. He betrayed Drexel. He covers. 1, 2, and 3. That bastard Teddy O'Toole eliminates Drexel, who finishes 5th in the Lambs to the Slaughter match. And we're down to 4. Jackson Cade, Felix Foley, Teddy O'Toole, and Dr. Death. One of them will headline Ring of Dreams. One of these four will be the Lambs to the Slaughter winner. Slowly but surely, they all four make it into the ring. They know the magnitude of the moment. They're ready for the fight. They stand in their corners, tired and weary. Cade was number 1. Foley was number 3. O'Toole was number 4. And Dr. Death was number 7. Every single one of them has put in their fight, and it all comes down to this. Teddy O'Toole walks across the ring to Dr. Death and immediately tries to spark up an alliance. Me and you against these two, pal, he says, offering a handshake. Death looks at him. Giant headbutt by the Luchadoc. Foley looks at Cade in surprise. Death immediately charges at Foley, who ducks under a clothesline attempt. Only the Doc leaps off the middle rope and comes back with a tornado DDT, catching Jackson Cade out of nowhere. O'Toole rushes to the ropes as he pops back up. Leaping corkscrew plancha. That's a sour twist. Down goes Death. Teddy quickly mounts him, slamming away with right and left hands. Only the Luchadoc rolls them both to the outside. The Puppet Master decides to join them, sliding to the opposite side of the ring and going under it for a ladder. He gets it out and walks it around the ring. But Jackson Cade slides out with the baseball slide, kicking Foley headfirst into the arrows at the bottom of the Lamb sign. The cop grabs Felix, who stumbles and turns him around full force, lifting him into a flapjack, slamming him face and body first into the arrow of Lambs. The arrow lighting flickers, but that doesn't deter Cade. He goes to do it again. No! Foley reverses. He flapjacks Cade instead. Face first, head first into the glass bulbs. Glass goes everywhere. Electrical sparks go flying. Foley grabs the ladder and places it against the sign. He goes on top of it. Cade is on one knee at the bottom. What is Foley going to do? But it doesn't matter. Dr. Death launches him from the ring apron, landing directly next to Foley on the sign. Holy fuck. It wobbles. It weebles, but it wobbles, but they steady themselves. What agility by Dr. Death. Where did he even come from? He grabs the Puppet Master by the head. He places him between his legs. What's he going for? A flipping powerbomb on the fucking sign. Oh my god, holy shit, it's a code blue. A code blue on the Lamb sign. Foley slams into the steel with ferocity and bounces off, landing brutally down behind it near the speakers. Death barely has a chance to get back to his feet before Jackson Cade begins climbing the ladder. He gets up there just as Death steadies himself, but gets kneed low in the midsection. Jackson pulls him in. He pulls him in. Look at this. Right on top of the sign. The Brain Buster. The master key on the sign. The sign breaks in half. The sign snaps in half. The M&B go crashing down to the floor. Both men crash to the floor with Felix Foley. Teddy O'Toole stands on the ring apron watching. There's a little bit of the L remaining on the speaker, and with all three men down, he drops off the apron. He uses the ladder to climb atop the L. What is he gonna do? Below, Cade, Death, Foley, they all writhe in agony. O'Toole prepares himself. He takes a deep breath. The sugar bomb! The swanton bomb to all three men. Holy shit! He slams down into all three of them. Teddy O'Toole put it all on the line. They're all down. Teddy slowly gets back to his feet and grabs Felix, dragging him through the carnage. He rolls him back into the ring. He reaches down, grabbing the broken arrow from the sign and sliding that in too. He gets back in and grabs Foley, positioning him on the sign. He's going to finish this and eliminate him. The Candyman heads to the top rope. But there's a darkness, a red light. The red light is here. It's here to save Foley. Damn it, but it's an awful long time between flashes of darkness and red. When we finally come back, Teddy sits crouched on the top rope and Felix Foley is nowhere to be seen. Not immediately, at least. He's hanging! He's hanging from the lighting rafters above the ring! He's hanging from the whole rig! He kicks, he screams and scrambles, but he's choking to death. Speaking of death, the Doc crawls into the ring alongside Jackson Cade. Cade reaches out for Felix, trying to secure him. Forever the cop, he's not gonna let him die. But he's outnumbered, and he sees the problem. Jackson lets go and backs off, but Dr. Death has climbed up the opposite corner. What the fuck? Snap! The rope snaps. The rope snaps and Foley tumbles down. A cutter! A cutter! A cutter as Foley falls by Dr. Death. They slam into the canvas with a thud. Teddy O'Toole off the top rope. Swanton bomb! The sugar bomb. Hostile down. Super kick in midair by Jackson Cade. What is happening? Oh my god, super kick to O'Toole in mid-swanton. Down he goes. What the hell? Death covers Foley. 1, 2, 3. Felix Foley. Felix Foley is out, courtesy of Dr. Death, who I picked as the winner, by the way. I think. We're down to 3, and Lord knows it's carnage. Cade leaps onto the cover on O'Toole. 1, 2, 3. O'Toole is out. No, he's not. The Candyman kicks out. This match is insane. How is Cade still going? He gets back up, and he tells him to just bring it. He says, Doc or Teddy, come on. But they both do. They get back to their feet, a sling blade to Dr. Death. Cade gets back up. He's dragged into the arm bar by Teddy O'Toole, the candy bar. He's got it locked in tight. Dr. Death scrambles over. He's got the other arm. It's a double arm bar. They're going to snap Jackson Cade like a fucking wishbone. He screams. He screams. He screams. He's getting double penetrated. He taps. Jackson Cade taps out. He's been eliminated by both Teddy O'Toole and Dr. Death. Damn it, Dean. You always mess up my sheet. Guess nobody gets credit for that one. I'm going to continue the match. Jackson Cade has been eliminated. It all comes down to this. The final 2. Teddy O'Toole, who entered at 4th. Dr. Death, who entered at 7th. My voice just cracked. Jackson Cade made it from 1 as far as he could, but it was not to be. What a performance. The Candyman and the Luchadoc are back to their feet. One of them will go to Ring of Dreams and headline for the OSW World Championship. But who is it going to be? They begin circling. They're both fucked up. It's been a pretty hell of a night for both of them. They lock up in the middle. They twist and turn. They look for an edge. It finally is found by O'Toole. Teddy turns him into a side headlock. Gets ran off in the ropes. The Doc ducks a clothesline on return. Leaps into the air for the Hurricane Rana, but no! Teddy with a powerbomb. An instinctive powerbomb by the Candyman. Teddy looks at the broken arrow signage and smiles. He grabs the Doc and drags him over, bouncing his head off of it, placing him atop before heading to the top rope. Marb, Jesse, I hope you all are okay. Here it is. They're going for the sugar bomb, the Swanton bomb. No, the Luchadoc moved. He moved. He moved. Look at that. Badass. Look at that shit. That's a great shot. He moves. Teddy gets nothing. Nothing but fucking steel to the back of his head and neck. Death gets back to his feet. He's wobbling. He grabs Teddy, who's recoiling from that brutal shot. He drags him over to the sign. The Destino on the fucking sign. By appointment to Toole. He's got to be out. He goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3? 3. It's 3. It's 3. It's not. No. Dr. Death did not get it. Candyman kicked out. It's not over yet. Dr. Death gets back to his feet, dragging O'Toole to the ropes and exiting the ring. He pulls him outside. He slams him head first off the apron. The edge of the stage is just there, so he's got to be careful. He walks around the ring. He grabs the ladder once set by Foley against that sign and brings it back. He angles it against the apron and off the edge of the stage. He grabs Ted and places him on it. What's he thinking? The Doc goes up onto the apron, up onto the top turnbuckle. Oh, God, don't do it. Don't do it! Swanton bomb! He stole O'Toole's move! But no! He goes straight through the ladder! The Candyman moved! He got nothing but steel! The Doctor bounces off with a thud. He rolls towards the steel steps. Teddy gets back up, moving past the broken ladder. He grabs the Doctor, puts a piece of broken ladder over his head like a fucking cast. He runs him off the stage into the crowd! Oh my God, the crowd move! The crowd disperse, but Dr. Death slams neck first onto the floor with a 15-foot drop right onto the goddamn ladder. It's over. It's over. It's over. Call it. Throw in the right white flag. He cannot come back from that. Teddy stands there smiling. He's won. He's won Ring of Dreams. He's going to Ring of Dreams. But he's not fucking finished. We've not seen it tonight. But pinfalls do count anywhere, and he's going to make sure this is over. He stands at the top of the stage. He looks down 15 feet. He's going for it. The sugar bomb. Teddy O'Toole puts stank on it. Swanton bomb from the top of the fucking stage. Do it, boy. Take it. 15 feet in the air. But wait. Wait, what's happening? No, oh my God, no way. No way. Dr. Death puts the ladder segment on his chest at the last minute. No, Teddy slams into the ladder head first. Oh my God, he could be dead. Both of them are down. Both of them are nearly out. They're both flat on their back. Neither is moving. What is going to happen? Teddy puts his arm on Death, and Death puts an arm on Teddy. No, are we going to do it? The count happens. They're covering each other. 1, 2. Who's going to kick out? 3. Ding, ding, ding. What? They pinned each other. They both won. Teddy O'Toole and Dr. Death have pinned one another. They've both won. We don't have one man going to headline Ring of Dreams. We have 2. Teddy O'Toole and Dr. Death have jointly won Lambs to the Slaughter. Holy shit. Fuck. Fucking hell. Yeah. All right, boys. Well, there it is. A pair of joint winners. We've never seen that. First time for everything. Volume 3. I feel like there's probably quite a pop inside the voice chat right now. I'm sure your heart was racing. I don't even want to know how Marv was feeling right now. I'm sure he was very invested in it. Hot damn. What a match. Match of the night, obviously. Maybe match of the year by the time it's all said and done. Hot damn. You outdid yourself, Dean. Hot damn. Great role plays. A lot of great role plays for this. If you made it, be proud you made it. Oh, man. That was like a 45-minute match. All right, but I assume this show's not over. Judging by the scroll bar on the side of the screen, looks like there's more, so let's keep cooking. Let's keep cooking. Let's close this guy out strong. We've got a segment with Druitt. Called Searching for Answers. Sometime later. Smash! The sound of glass breaking is the first sign of trouble we hear, watching as a pistol breaks away the entrance to somewhere familiar. The old factory. Ooh, somebody's going to look. The pistol is in the hand of Druitt, who without Colt beside him breaks into the lair of Teddy O'Toole. He carefully walks his way through the machinery, all turned off and not functioning, heading towards the office where he originally made his deal with the Candyman. Slowly, and to not cause alarm, he enters the office, stopping dead in his tracks. "What the fuck are you doing here?" he asks. "I just came searching for answers." "Me too," a familiar voice responds sternly. Whoosh, and he's gone. In the blink of an eye, Druitt has vanished. As if he was never even there. So Druitt finds somebody in here. She says he's searching for answers. So was somebody else. But Druitt vanished? What the fuck just happened? Druitt has just vanished. I guess now we gotta search for answers for that. Fuck's sake. Is that the end? That's not the end. But wait, there's more. When the worm turns, we're in a dark room. Somewhere hidden in Arcadia, numerous people filter into this small dark room, their identities hidden behind masks, hoods and cloaks as they do. We're not to know the identity of any of them. But one seems a surprise to the others, who back away and give them the floor. He's met by their leader. The same person that Zeus met with before. This is the leader, the person Zeus met with before. And we can't see their face. "Why should we trust you?" their altered voice asks demandingly. "If I was here to force you out or betray you, we wouldn't even be meeting. You've had your people shadow me, haven't you? I'm sure you've done your diligence to know whether I can be trusted. If I couldn't be, we wouldn't be here. Let's forego the misplaced lack of trust, shall we?" The leader looks around the room. "Okay. You're a member of the Pantheon. That makes you a worm working for him. Ooh, somebody's turning tail. And you're the leader of the uprising. That makes you the very person looking to bring him down. Look, I don't hate Zeus. I don't. But I have my reasons for wanting to see him and his untouchable friends brought down. There's an eerie silence for a moment. The leader puts out their hand. Just lost my place. Having something placed into it by the turncoat. You won't find anything like this, the betrayer states with confidence. If you want to take Zeus down, this is all you'll need to gain access and finish it. If you fail, forget you ever knew me. The person turns and walks away, exiting the room and leaving the uprising alone within. Do we trust him? A voice asks from the darkness of the room, belonging to one of those in attendance. The uprising leader opens the envelope and pulls something out, something we can't quite see. She shows it to the room. Hearing gasps upon doing so. Did we know it was a she? We may have known it was a she, I'm not sure. If these are right, we can end this, the leader announces. But first I need to know how our friends are doing. That could be a challenge, someone adds. Not for me, the uprising leader says confidently, as we cut away. Okay. Someone is betraying Zeus. Someone in the Pantheon. Who is it? Suppose we'll find out. All right. The uprising leader, who is a he, as Dean misdid, has something from that uprising leader that will let them finish it. Okay, cool. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting to see us get some further knowledge into everything to do with the thing that we're doing. The uprising overall Zeus storyline. Hot damn. Happy to admit it's a he. Well, I think it would be far more conspicuous if it was a she, to be honest. So there we go. Awesome, awesome show. Awesome, awesome show. And up next, can I just really not get that in a decent area? Okay, let's do. Motherfucker. All right, there we go. Up next, Ring of Dreams is our next live event for main OSW. I assume we'll have Ring of Death live the week before that. I don't know what the date is. Somebody can put that in the chat. I'm sure we'll have everything set up with an event and everything on Discord, but that'll be the next time that we are live for a live event. I'm sure that we'll have other little pieces that come up and come and go. But man, what a fucking great show. Pandemonium is my favorite show of the year, almost consistently every year, and I think it's just the excitement of getting to see all the characters interact. So kind of all about the fight, all about the insane spots that we can see come out. Yes, tonight in OSW, we saw Jackson Cade get fucked up. So, anyway, a newscast would be interesting. Fuck. I really enjoyed the show. I don't really have anything else to say about it. All the matches were hot fired. Nene did a phenomenal job with the Lambs match itself. Everything was great. Proud to be here. Proud to be a part of this. And on to Warforged and then Ring of Dreams. Season 1 of Volume 3 is over halfway done, I think. We're cruising through to the end of the season, and it's really hot fire. I feel like all these characters are doing great. So if you're around, I assume that there will be some sort of chat still going on inside the Discord, so you can feel free to join that. Otherwise, I'm going to blow this popsicle stand, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.